Hello, explorers. Welcome back to the Accidental Explorer.
Welcome to the deep dive. We're going deep today into a part of India's story you might not know much about, the Naga people.
Yes, the Naga people in India's northeast.
Right. And how, what they want for their future, how that all might actually happen. It's really a big deal for India. I mean, for everyone in India. It's about identity and history and what it means to be, one nation.
It really is. You're so right.
Hmm.
For anyone who wants to understand India, this is a must-know situation.
Exactly. And for those of you who are following all the big national issues, well, this is a huge part of that. It's all connected, you see. Understand the Naga story. It gives you context for everything happening in the Northeast and actually way beyond, too.
Couldn't agree more.
So, this deep dive, we aren't going to come up with some easy answer about what the Naga people want because honestly, it's not easy. It's complicated.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So instead, we're going to peel back the layers,
Yeah.
dig into the sources, see if we can figure out what they really desire, and maybe, just maybe, see if there are any possible paths forward, for everyone. And I guess, first off, when we say, what do the Naga people want? It's not just one thing. It's not that simple.
No, not at all. You can't just boil down to one demand.
Right.
It goes way deeper. It's this deep need to be recognized, to be respected as a people, a distinct people with a unique history, a unique culture. It's not just some political thing. This is about their very identity, who they are.
And I imagine a big part of that is wanting rights over their land, over their ancestral land.
Absolutely.
It's their heritage, their traditions, their whole way of life tied to that land, isn't it?
It is. And it's so important for people to get that. It's not just about lines on a map for them.
Right.
It's so much more than that.
Yeah. And then there's the idea of this greater Nagaland.
Yes, Greater Nagaland.
This homeland, right, that would bring together all the areas where Naga people live, which are now split up. We're talking Nagaland, obviously, but parts of Manipur, Assam, or Arunachal Pradesh even. And it even goes across the border into Myanmar. That's a bold vision.
It is. It really is. And it's a dream, a deeply felt dream for them. Rooted in this shared culture, this shared history, that goes way back.
Thinking about Greater Nagaland, it's not just about drawing lines on a map. It's a symbol, right, of unity.
Exactly. You've got it. It's powerful, and it represents this longing, this deep longing to bring everyone together, everyone who sees themselves as Naga.
Despite borders.
Exactly. Borders that were imposed on them. To really understand this, people need to grasp that it's a symbol, a powerful one.
Okay, so where did all this start? How did we get here?
Yeah.
We need some history, right?
Right. We have to go back.
This is where things get really interesting. 1947, India gets independence. But just one day before that, the Naga National Council, they declare their own independence.
Right, a day before India. Think about that.
That's huge. That's got to be significant, right?
It's absolutely huge. And, it's often left out of the story of India's independence.
Oh, wow.
But for the Naga people, it's central to their whole perspective.
Yeah.
Their argument was this: we were never part of India, not really, not before the British. We were administered separately. So we have the right to decide our own future, just like India did.
And I imagine that declaration, it didn't go down easy with the Indian government, right? It led to conflict.
It did. A lot of conflict.
Well,
decades of conflict. India wanted to integrate those territories. It became this huge thing.
yeah. And the Northeast, especially Nagaland, became so militarized.
Just so militarized. It's hard to even imagine what that must have been like for people there. Imagine, living with that every day. The fear, the uncertainty. Thousands of people died. Entire generations grew up surrounded by violence.
Right. It's hard to even fathom. So where does this leave us today? Where do things stand now? What do the Naga people want now in the 21st century?
It's evolved, of course. The world has changed. India has changed. But some things, those core desires, they remain.
Makes sense.
Our sources point to a few key things. They want to protect their culture, their languages, their customs, their way of governing themselves. They want to do that without interference, without feeling like it's being diluted or erased. They call it cultural sovereignty.
Cultural sovereignty. It's about identity.
Yeah.
Right? Keeping what makes them unique.
Exactly. And then there's the land, that connection to the land. That never goes away. It's about their ancestors, their whole way of life, their future.
It's not just about owning land. It's about so much more.
So much more. And, they see all these things happening, things that threaten that connection. Refugees, settlers, big development projects that come in. They want more control. control over their ancestral lands.
And politically, they want, well, it seems like there are a few different viewpoints on that, right?
Yeah. Some want a lot of autonomy within India, maybe something like a special status, and for some, it's still about full independence, separate from India.
So it's not like everyone agrees on one specific demand.
No, not at all. And it's crucial for people to grasp that. There are many voices. For some, autonomy means more power within India, working within the system. For others, it means something much closer to being a separate country. They look back at that 1947 declaration.
Right, right. And there's the emotional side too, right? Decades of conflict, of feeling neglected, misunderstood.
Absolutely. You can't ignore that. It's about justice. It's about acknowledging the pain. It's about moving forward with dignity. Without that, I don't think there can be any lasting solution.
So given all that, what are the options? What are the possible paths forward? What does our research say?
Well, a few things come up. One big one is the framework agreement, signed back in 2015.
Okay, the framework agreement.
The government and some key Naga groups came together. They said, okay, let's find a unique solution, something that respects Naga identity, but there's a problem. A lot of the details are still vague. And that's created uncertainty, mistrust.
So a lack of trust is a big obstacle.
Huge obstacle. To make this work, there needs to be transparency, a clear plan. People need to see it's actually going somewhere, that the promises are going to be kept.
So it's not just about words on paper. It's about making it real.
Yeah, exactly.
Then there's this idea of decentralized autonomy. What does that actually mean practically?
It means giving power back to the Naga people, real power, at the local level. Autonomous councils that can make decisions about things that matter. Resources, education, how their communities function. They wouldn't have to go through all these layers of bureaucracy, which, can feel very alien to their traditional ways.
I see. So more control at the grassroots level. And the third path, the sources mention regional dialogue, right? Especially with tensions in places like Manipur.
Yes, absolutely crucial. Because, the Northeast isn't just one big homogenous region. There are differences, different communities, different histories. The situation in Manipur, for example, with the tensions between the Naga and Kuki communities, well, that needs its own specific dialogue. You can't just treat the whole Northeast as one and the same.
So different approaches are needed for different situations. It seems like all of these paths, though, they all hinge on one thing: trust. And it sounds like there's not a lot of that right now.
Decades of conflict, broken promises, it's eroded trust severely.
If India really wants to solve this, rebuilding trust has to come first. Without it, nothing's going to work.
So why is this also important for India? Why should the rest of the country care about this?
Because India wants to be a truly united country.
Right.
And true unity, it's not just about controlling territory. It's about making everyone feel like they belong, like they're a part of something bigger.
Right.
Ignoring this, well, it creates resentment, instability, and that can spill over, beyond just the Northeast. It affects the whole country. And our sources are very clear on this. It's not about silencing voices. It's about listening to them. All of them.
Exactly. Every voice matters. The people in the villages, the elders, the young people, different perspectives. You have to understand their pain, their hopes, their dreams. Whether it's Tuensang, Ukhrul, Senapati, Dimapur, all these different places, they all have something to say.
It sounds like business as usual, the same old ways of doing things. It's not going to work here.
It won't. This isn't just some bureaucratic problem to be filed away. It's about real people's lives, their identities, their future. To find a solution, it's going to take empathy. It's going to take a real commitment to making things right.
Wow. It's really eye-opening. And for our listeners, I hope this has given you a clearer picture of what's at stake here. No matter where you live in India, the Naga people, they're your fellow citizens. Their history is your history. It's all connected.
Absolutely. This isn't some faraway issue. It's a national issue. It's about what kind of country we want to be. It's about justice, about equality, about the right to self-determination. It's about all of us, including you, the listener.
So we encourage you, don't stop here. Keep learning. Keep asking questions. Talk to people about this. Ignoring the Northeast, pretending it's not there, it's not the answer. In fact, it can make things worse.
If this deep dive has made you think differently about this, share it. Talk to your friends, your family. Get people talking, because even if we disagree, that's okay. But we have to understand each other. We have to have these conversations.
Okay, so here's something to think about. India is this incredibly diverse nation. We've got all these different groups, all wanting a say in their own future. So how do we balance that? How do we allow for that self-determination, that desire for autonomy, while still staying united as one country?
That's the question, isn't it?
It's not just about the Naga people, it's about the whole idea of India. And it's a question we all have to think about. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. And until next time, keep exploring.